monitoring those. And, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was possible.
Is it *7 to mute the mic?
Yeah, I believe it is. Or you
Okay.
can just mute your phone. Or mute, yeah. Oh, if you're on your computer, I think it's *7, yeah.
Yeah, Scott, we'll try this one recorded and see how it does.
Oh, that was you. Okay, I thought the man was watching me or something.
All good.
Two more minutes and we'll get started.
And maybe I'll know, right, that's what we'll do. After this LEA call, I will call her. I'll call you, then her on three-way.
Okay, everybody, we'll go ahead and get started. First off, thank you for giving us some time. I know these are somewhat challenging circumstances at the moment, so we really appreciate you taking some time to join us on the call. This call will last approximately 40 minutes, and we will do our best not to waste your time and provide some relevant content and information for you. The first thing I'd like to say is that we know there's a lot of people suffering at the moment with either physically, emotionally, or economically, and our thoughts are with everyone that are facing these difficult times. I'm sure you, like us, are taking every precaution to take care of your employees and also take care of your business. That's certainly what we're trying to do here at LEA. The state of Indiana moved to a work-at-home mandate yesterday, and there was an exemption, or there is an exemption for companies that are suppliers of audio-video equipment. So we've given our employees the option to work from home. Most people are working from home. There is 2 or 3 of us here in the office today. But we are doing our best, as I'm sure you are, to manage through the situation and keep business going. And we certainly hope that this will pass quickly and we can all get back to some sort of normal life. But in the meantime, we're doing our best to try to stay in front of people with our company and our brand, and we're actually finding some pretty strong willingness for people to join on conference calls at the moment while everybody's somewhat grounded. And so I do appreciate your time. Wanted to give you a quick update on our operational status. We are 100% operational at LEA. We are fortunate in that we have a lot of automated processes in place, so our communications and our transactional activities are uninterrupted, regardless of where we work. We're also fortunate in that the 3PL logistics partner that we have is part of a 3PL network that is exempt from any kind of shutdown. So operationally, we are 100% in business. We are taking orders and for the most part, shipping orders same day, without interruption at the moment. So we're happy about that. We have adequate inventory, and we are able to transact business. On the positive side, we're hearing from several integrators that projects are still moving forward. There's certainly some delays that we're hearing about, but projects are still moving forward, and nothing's been canceled. And in some cases, there's some projects that have been moved forward because buildings are empty right now. And so I certainly hope that all of you, if you're in that situation, I hope you're part of that latter group where you're seeing your business somewhat stay intact. But we certainly hope for the best for everybody to maintain the business that they have, and we get through this quickly. What we're going to do is take just a few minutes to introduce LEA to you. Some of you may have heard about our brand at this point, or have some idea, but we're just going to briefly go through and talk about what LEA is. Our company, and you should be able to see my screen, our company was founded in the middle of 2018 after the Crown facility was closed in Elkhart, Indiana. We are ex-Crown. Myself, I worked for Crown for 30 years, running sales and then subsequently working for Harman in a bunch of different roles. Blake Augsburger was the president of Crown, and when the announcement to close the factory came through, that just left a tremendous amount of talented individuals available in our area here in northern Indiana. And so we hired the engineering team and assembled a team of some really strong talent, and LEA was born out of that. We started shipping our product in October of 2019, and we've had some great success. We've won awards for our technology. We have thousands of units now sold and in the market. Quality has been excellent, and we are on our way. Our point of this call is just really to introduce you to our brand, tell you what we think is different about us, and hopefully entice you to give us a try on a project at some point down the road. Our product is the Connect series, and they all are in a one rack space, very attractive package. We have now 20 models in the range. Actually, our higher power models that'll ship later this year are in 2 rack spaces. I misspoke there. But all the amplifiers are designed to be connected to, configured, controlled, and monitored with a very simple web user interface, which we will demo for you here in a little bit. Of the 20 models in the range, we started at 80 watts by 4 and 8 channel, 160 by 4 and 8, 350 by 2 and 4 channel, 700 by 2 and 4 channel, and then later this year we'll ship our 1500 by 4 channel and our 3000 watt by 4 channel amps. All of those amps are available with Dante or without Dante, but for the most part, the feature set that I'll explain in a minute is the same across the entire range. It's just some have Dante and some don't. The things that are the features of our product. First off, the amplifiers are capable of driving any load out of the box. High Z, low Z, directly coupled speaker, doesn't matter. And all the channels are independent of the other channels. So it makes the amplifier very versatile in a mixed use scenario where you might have a distributed line of speakers in a restaurant dining area, and maybe you have a directly coupled load in a bar area at a restaurant, as an example. So the amp's very versatile in that stage, and that each channel is independent of the other. There's no external hardware you have to attach or connect. It's ready to go out of the box. Something very unique to us is something we call Smart Power Bridge, and that allows you to get double the amount of power out of any one channel of the amp without sacrificing another channel. In a traditional amplifier design, to get bridge power, you have to take 2 channels and bridge them together, so you lose a zone or lose a channel. That's not the case in our design. We have the headroom and is built into our power supply and the output stage to allow this to happen. And we have white papers on how we're doing that if you want to check it out on our website. But Smart Power Bridge really allows even more flexibility. If the use case changes with your end user, somebody wants to add a subwoofer in a church or a subwoofer in a bar, or you have a particularly heavy distributed line that has a lot of speakers on it and you need more power, engage Smart Power Bridge on that channel, and now the amp is ready to go. So we really try to make the amp very flexible so it can fit a wider range of array of use cases out of the box. Of course, loads of onboard DSP, which we'll talk about in a minute, 2 kinds of load monitoring. We're using advanced power factor correction, so on and so forth. We call it Connect Series for a reason. You can connect to it 3 different ways. You can have a local area network hardwired through a switch, Cat5 or Cat6. You can connect the amp to a venue's Wi-Fi. So in our building here, we have a Wi-Fi system. I can connect our amps to that Wi-Fi, and then when I log into our own Wi-Fi system, I can then have access to that amp to configure, control it, monitor it, if I've been given access, if I've been given the password to do that. And finally, there is an internal Wi-Fi access point that's built in. You simply push a button on the back of the amp. It puts the amp in access point mode, and then you can log into that like you would any other hotspot. And then you can go through and configure and control the amplifier that way. So try to make it very versatile to do that. Once you log in to the amp, either hardwired or wireless, all you do is you simply type the amplifier's IP address in your browser, and that's it. You're connected within seconds. We have a very simple web user interface that we use to control and monitor the amp. There is no software to download. Everything is served up out of the amplifier. The way we designed the user interface, we try to keep it simple. We say that you're never more than 3 clicks away from anything, and that's the way we design the software, which I'll show you in a minute. So you can, if you have a basic knowledge of signal flow and how signal flows through from point A to point B, you're going to have no problem logging in and connecting to and configuring our product and monitoring it. So rather than show you just pictures of how it looks and how it works, we're set up to do a live demonstration. Joey's actually at home right now, but he's got an amp hooked up. And so I'll turn it over to you now, Joey, just to walk through how the web user interface works.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. Good morning, everyone. So, yeah, one of the nice things of having an IoT device is we can do demos pretty much anywhere. So with that, as you can probably see by my screen, I am connected to my Connect 704, so my 700 by 4 channel amplifier. And once I'm connected on a network, essentially what I will do is I look on the front panel of the amplifier and it generates the IP address like what Scott just showed you on the slide. And from there, I take that IP address and I pop it into my browser and hit enter, and then it puts me into the web app UI. So once I'm in the web app UI, essentially what you'll see here in this left-hand display pane is any and all LEA amplifiers that are on the local network. So as you can see, obviously my amplifier is here. When I'm normally in the office at LEA, you'll see all the other amplifiers here inside the left-hand display pane. And then from there, I just decide what amplifier I want to work on. So I go ahead and click into my amplifier. And then you'll see it has all the icons across the top right here. So, you know, as Scott mentions, you're never any more than 3 clicks away from anywhere when you're in our web app UI. So it's very intuitive and very easy to use, and you can never get too in-depth in the menus. So just to talk through all of our navigational icons briefly here. So first and foremost is our channel input matrix, which we're on. So here you have your output fader up top. You have your primary input fader right here. And then all of our inputs have a routable input matrix. So you can see right here, I'm summing analogs 1 and 2, but I can select any input that I would like, as well as, so this is the network model. If this were the Dante model, all of your Dante inputs would be here as well for selection. You do then have your sensitivity, depending if it's low Z or high Z load, so you can select that. And then we also have a secondary input matrix, same thing, it's all routable input matrix. So two features that we have are two different override modes. So first we have auto override primary input, and secondly we have signal sensing override. So say you're deploying our amplifiers in an install, and maybe you're hooking up program music to your primary input, and then the venue owner comes up and asks you if you can hook up a paging system. Well, with our amplifiers, you do have the ability to do that. So essentially here, what you would do is you would hook your program up to your primary input and then a paging system up to your secondary input. And we have built-in internal ducking. So essentially what happens once the amplifier senses a paging signal come in, it'll automatically duck the program music, make the page, and then revert back over if you're on this mode right here, auto override. With signal sensing override, this is basically a fail-safe. So here you could set Dante as your primary, and you can set analog as your secondary. So if you did ever drop out, you would always have a signal present. The next menu is our channel settings. So you can see I have the channel name mid. I can take and rename that anything I want right here. And then we do have selectable high Z and low Z settings. So 70 volt, 100 volt, or standard low Z settings. You can also see too, one of the really nice features is no matter the power, so all the way down to our 80 watt by 4 and 8 channel and all the way up to our 700 watt by 2 and 4 channel, this is selectable. So you can select high Z on one channel, you can select low Z on another channel. I'm just showing you channels 1 and 2 right now. I can show you channels 3 and 4, or I can also zoom out too if you want to see all the channels in the same window. Just because it's easier to see, I'll keep it zoomed in so you can just see the first 2 channels. So one of the other features that we also have incorporated, which Scott mentioned, is Smart Power Bridge. So you can see here I have Smart Power Bridge engaged on channel 1, but I can engage this on any channel. So I can engage in channel 3, 4, 2, you name it. And what I'm doing here is, again, because this is a 700 by 4 channel, now that channel 2 is engaged, I'm getting 1400 watts out of channel 2, but I'm not sacrificing these other channels. So these other channels remain open at roughly their rated output power for you to continue to hook up speakers on all those zones. The next menu here is our signal generator. So here for testing, we have white noise, pink noise, and tone. With tone, you can take and grab and sweep this, or I can click here and I can set, if I want a 2500 hertz tone, I can set that, and then I just enable it per channel. You can see my meter come up right there. Our next menu is our crossover menu. So here we have a couple of unique features. We have our export and our import feature. So if I wanted to, I could set up all of my channel 1 settings, and then if I knew that I was setting up the same speakers on channels 2, 3, and 4, I could then click this and export it. It would save it as a file on my desktop, and then I could re-import that file into channels 2, 3, and 4 to keep all of your redundant work to a minimum. So we also magnify that on a global scale with our amplifiers. So say maybe you're deploying 80 amplifiers in a rack, and 60 of those amplifiers are getting the exact same tunings. Well, you can take and export the entire amp file, save it as a file on your desktop, and then re-import it into those other 60 amps. And within a matter of minutes, you're done and ready to go. So on all of our 1 RU units, so everything from our 80 watt to our 700 watt models, we have between 0 and 100 milliseconds of delay built in. So here's where you set that. We do have the ability to flip polarity on the fly. So here you can flip, if you send the new guy out and he does wire a speaker up backwards, you can flip that right here. And then lastly, we have our low pass and high pass filters. So here you have your filter slopes between 6 and 48 dB per octave, Butterworth and Linkowitz-Riley filters. Select that and then set your frequencies. The high pass is exactly the same. We do offer 8 bands of parametric EQ per channel. So again, drop these down. You have your gain, frequency, and Q factor. And you do have low pass and high pass shelves as well between 6 and 12 dB per octave. Next is your speaker limiters. So here we have an RMS and a peak limiter. So here, depending on what speaker you may want to use with our amplifiers, you can hop on to the manufacturer website, grab the spec ratings, usually off their spec sheet for voltage, and set your voltage ratings accordingly here, and then you engage the limiters accordingly. And the last icon is our real-time monitoring. So we have 2 different types. We have real-time load monitoring as well as pilot tone detection. So with real-time load monitoring, you set a low and a high limit, depending if it's a low Z or a high Z load. And once this is enabled, we monitor real-time load downline. So it gives you real-time impedance measurements, as well as if you did have, say, a speaker drop out or maybe blew up a speaker, it would then timestamp that in our events page, and I'll show you that in a minute. So it would give you the exact time, the impedance that was measured when that event occurred, and the channel that it happened on. Lastly, we have pilot tone detection. So here you can send an inaudible frequency downline between 18,000 and 22,000 hertz. And this works in conjunction with real-time load monitoring to report back that all speakers are generating that signal, or if a speaker has dropped out. So that's a quick overview of the icons across the top. We do have light mode and dark mode, so depending on what you guys like best, this is probably a little bit easier on your eyes, so I will leave it on dark mode for now. And then I just want to talk about these icons across the front here as well. So we have the first and the power icon, so that's here. You can see real-time line voltage and current. We do also have an auto standby mode. So here you can set the wait time between 0 and 240 minutes, and our amplifier essentially goes into basically a sleep mode. The nice thing is we're not powering the amplifier completely down. So the kick of a snare drum or whatever input signal will bring the amplifier back up online within milliseconds. Whereas a lot of times you're waiting for the amplifier to boot completely up, we can be up and ready to go extremely quickly. So you've all probably been looking at this emoji. So this is just a quick and easy way to tell the current status of the amplifier. So if the emoji is happy, it means the amplifier is happy and there's no events or faults, as we call them. If the emoji goes into a frown face, we can then either click on the emoji, or I can go here to my menu and I can go to events or faults. So just to show you a quick example, this is our events page, and you can see there's been some impedance events that I've done on purpose actually. So you can see where it timestamps it, it gives you the channel, and then it gives you the impedance. If you want to keep a running log of this, you can take and email this to yourself. So you can just continuously log that if you want to do that. The next menu is our network menu. So here you have your Wi-Fi settings. So you have DHCP, which is default out of the box, or you can configure static settings for Wi-Fi. Same thing with the Ethernet port on the back, default DHCP, or you can configure static settings. And then lastly, we have our Wi-Fi access point. So there's actually a button on the back panel you can press, which basically hotspots our amplifier. And here you can password protect that access point, as well as completely disable the access point if it's going in a government entity or wherever where you cannot generate a Wi-Fi signal. This is a global channel mute. So you can see I've muted all 4 channels. And then this last icon here is our green power menu. So here you can see real-time power usage. Again, you have your auto standby mode. And then another unique feature is PoE, and this is something we haven't talked about yet. So this feature is not currently active in our current firmware. However, it will be on one of the upcoming revisions. So just to put this into context, say you are installing our Connect Series amplifiers, and you want to put our Connect Series amplifiers on a PoE switch with maybe a battery backup. So maybe in that install at a certain time, you end up losing AC main power voltage. Well, with our amplifiers on a PoE switch, essentially what happens, and what our engineers have deemed the term, which they call quote unquote reporting from the grave, we keep our network card live inside the amplifier, so we report back on all the sensors, as well as we're able to timestamp the exact time you lost AC main power voltage, so you know. But also, too, we can still monitor things like the internal temperature of the amplifier and all the other sensors within it. So, this is another great way to show redundant, is the system working or is the system not working? So it's a nice feature to have there. So lastly here, we have our amp settings menu. So here I can put in, if I want to click this and click Find Me, this will actually flash the shark fin logo on the front panel of the amplifier, so to figure out what amplifier you're working on in the rack. And then here we also have a way to password protect our amplifiers. So if you password protect the amplifier, even if someone were to go up to the front panel and grab the IP address off from it, they cannot go in and change any settings at all in our amplifiers. If it's password protected, they have to put the password in before they can adjust any settings. So, maybe you give the IP address to a system administrator, an IT administrator. The nice thing is down here you can set up all of your information, like your installer name and your contact info. So if the IT administrator were having issues, they can go up to our hamburger menu and then go to help and feedback. Here it'll have your installer name, your contact information, as well as all of LEA's contact information should they need any technical assistance. So that's pretty much a quick overview of the web UI. As you can see, it's very intuitive, and it's very, very simple to use. So with that, Scott, I'll go ahead and hand it back to you, and you can finish up on your item.
Okay, sounds good. Can you see my screen okay, Joey?
We're good. I see it.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. So one thing I'd like to say here is that our legacy, the engineering legacy that we have, the way these guys have trained is that signal quality and signal integrity is paramount. So while we have all of these great features and all this technology and capability inside the product, in and of itself, it's just a great amp. It makes little signals bigger, and we have a lot of good feedback from now users that have reported that the amp sounds very, very good. So the way I look at it is this is all bonus. In and of itself, it's just a really great product. And all the connectivity and ease of use and all the features we built in is just adds to that. We are using Dante Automate Broadway modules 8x8 with AES 67 digital transport on the Dante models. Just a quick word about what's coming. We have two new models in the range that will ship later this year: a 1504 and a 3004, 4-channel by 1500, 4-channel by 3000. These amplifiers will have a much higher grade DSP. We'll have FIR filter capabilities, up to 4 seconds of delay, advanced DSP with linear phase of crossovers, so on and so forth. And so once we have those amplifiers in the range, now we're able to do any size venue. We will be able to drive line arrays. We'll be able to go from a small restaurant bar type application, churches, all the way up to a stadium application when we have these products shipping later this year. So we're excited about that. We showed them at ISE, and we'll have them at Infocom. Hopefully Infocom will move forward. I think that's a little bit in doubt right now given the circumstances. A quick word about the cloud. All of our amps have cloud IoT functionality built in. And so what that means for us is that we have the ability via the cloud, everything that Joey just showed you in terms of the control and monitoring capabilities are available through the cloud. So regardless of where you are in the world, you can log into a venue, whether it be a church or a nightclub or a performance hall or a sports facility, and you can monitor and control and configure your amps just like you saw via the cloud. And so you can check status. We know AC line voltage, AC line current. And so this is exciting technology that's evolving that allows you the ability as an integrator to either put this as a line item in your maintenance contract so it can help you generate recurring revenue, or at its core, just provide a better service to your customer in terms of control and monitoring. You can get advanced information if there's any kind of problem in a venue via notifications through the cloud. We are using Amazon Web Services to develop our cloud. We chose Amazon Web Services for a number of reasons. One is the security that they provide is globally accepted and proven. Very easy to scale as our requirements for more capacity grow. They can easily scale to meet those requirements. It is a globally accepted solution. Their servers are everywhere, as you can see on the screen. So regardless of where you are in the world, you'll have very high, good performance because of the location of the servers and good speed. That's why we chose Amazon Web Services. Again, the cloud will come on later this year. We're anticipating, summertime, we'll be able to show you demos of how that works. It's very, very intuitive and easy, by the way. We're not going to take time to show it today, but that's something we can do in the future. We do have APIs available and coming for plugins. QSys is available now, and soon we'll have Utology, Biamp, Crestron, Extron, AMX, and others. So you'll be able to configure and control our products from these popular networks. So I'll transition now and just talk about something we call the LEA way. When we started the company, we not only wanted to provide a really great product that's differentiated and solves problems and is competitively priced and helps you make money and support your customers, all of those things, but we also thought about the type of company we wanted to have and just looking at the mistakes that we've made as individuals and the things we've done right and just tried to build a better company, and that's the LEA way. One of the ways that manifests itself is in terms of who our customer is. Our customer is the system integrator. Our customer is not the end user. That's your customer. All of our support structure, our pricing strategy, our transactional process, everything is designed to help the integrator be more successful, save time, solve problems faster with our product. I mean, we've set up our entire company around the system integrator. I think a lot of manufacturers are getting confused about that and thinking that the end user is their customer. We are all about the system integrator, making the system integrator successful. The other thing that we did is we looked at our dealer onboarding process and our transactional experience. To become a dealer with LEA, it's as simple as filling out a very simple form online. If you go to our website under the partner section, you can click on a link there. There's a form that'll take you 5 minutes. There's no contract to sign. The rep has to approve. That's the only check and balance that we have to make sure we get the proper dealers on board. And then once that process is finished, it takes 5 minutes and you're up and running. We have an automated process. We have a dealer portal, so when you sign up, you get sent login credentials for the portal. Our transactional experience is very simple. It's a one-click order solution. When you buy something from us, you get order confirmation and you get immediate tracking information. Our experience has been that a lot of contractors spend way too much time answering the "where's my stuff" question and chasing down "where's my stuff." We try to make that very simple. So when you order something from us, you know exactly when you're going to get it. You can organize crews on job sites, and you never have to stress about when's my amplifiers going to show up or when's my product going to show up on a job site. The other thing in terms of how we support the integrator that's important is our warranty. We have a 6-year warranty. The first 3 years is a guaranteed advanced replacement. So if you have a problem with one of our amps on a job site, again, it's a very simple online form that fills out, takes less than 5 minutes. You tell us where you want the new amp shipped. We send you a brand new product, not a B-stock or refurbished product, brand new. Goes to the job site, take the old one out of the rack or wherever, put it back in the box, put a prepaid freight call tag on it, send it back to us, and that's it. You're done. And so we try to even make the warranty process designed to support. And I just pause here for a second and just speak to our quality. We have thousands of amps now out there, and the quality has been excellent. Very, very few problems in the field, less than 3, I think it is, something like that. It's maybe 3 units. And so we've been extremely happy with the quality. Our customers have responded that the product works as advertised, it sounds good. And so, we're very happy with that track record out of the gate. Our marketing, we have several projects now installed. A question came up in one of our early sessions about what's our approach to dealing with consultants. We have a dedicated person on our team that's doing nothing but engaging with consultants. We have a very large list of a consultant database, and we're tracking our engagement with consultants through our CRM system. So we know everyone we've talked to, everyone we visited, everyone that specified us, and we have a lot of consultants now specifying us on projects, and those are starting to flow out into the marketplace, and we're getting orders now where LEA has been spec'd, which is fantastic. We have nightclub installations, we have church installations, we have a couple of museums that I know about, we have some restaurant retail applications. We are in the Canada Goose stores in Canada, which they make this really nice outerwear, coats and things. So you're going to see us in our marketing strategy promote those win stories here very soon, within days. We're very nearly ready, so we'll start to now tout our experience in the market. And so the last thing I'll say is, our request, whenever I meet with a dealer or a consultant, my ask is give us a shot, give us a try on a project. Sign up to be a dealer and give us a shot. We are working very hard to make sure everyone has a great experience with our product out of the gate. We don't want anybody to have a bad experience, so we're on top of every detail, every question. We're posting 2 training videos per week right now on average. So if you go to our website, you can look at our blog and find our training content. We're doing that to try to make the experience in using our product very easy, hassle-free. And so, and that's going to continue to be our attitude for a long time. We know we're a new brand, so when someone does invest in us and give us a shot, we want to make sure that it's a great experience. And we want people to give us a try, and a lot of dealers have done that, and now we have dealers that have bought second, third, fourth, fifth time from us, and we're slowly becoming their brand, which is really exciting to us. So that's my ask. Give us a shot if you haven't already, and if you have, try us again. And to help encourage that activity, I'm going to turn it back over to Joey now. He's got some exciting things to say about promotion that we have running right now. So go ahead, Joey.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. So just real quickly, too, I just want to show you guys how easy it is as far as signing up to become a dealer. So before I switch over to my other PDF that I'm going to share with you guys, if you're on leaprofessional.com, you can actually just click here at Sales Partner, and then we have a big Apply Now button. And essentially, when you fill out this form, that's it. That's all it takes to become a dealer. So it's extremely easy. I know Scott mentioned 5 minutes. I think it takes probably closer to 2 to 3 minutes. So very, very easy. And again, there's no asks. We don't ask for an order or anything from you. There's no minimum opening order quantities or requirements. So to get you in to become a dealer, we just want to be able to share with you some of the information as far as our product roadmaps, technical things, and firmware updates. So, that's really what we're about here. So that said, I'm going to send this PDF to everyone after this call. This is just kind of a step-by-step process. If you do want to become a dealer with LEA, you can either click on this link, which will take you exactly to where I just showed you, or just, hop on the website. Secondly, once you're signed up, which again, it's a very easy process, we will then send you credentials to get logged into your dealer portal. This link will actually take you to that dealer portal once you have those credentials. So again, if you're not sure where to go, this will link you to that. So I think the third part and the best part of this whole piece is we're trying to help you as our partners and help you, keep your business up. So we are offering basically an LEA spring campaign where if you place an order after you get signed up, we're going to give you 10 off on your order between now and April 30th. So we know that for a lot of you, because of this pandemic, your jobs have been pushed around, and maybe some of those have actually grown closer to the install dates because buildings are vacant, and it's just a better time to get in and do that. So we want to offer this campaign up to you, saying thanks for signing up. And this does apply to our 350 and our 700 watt units in all flavors, so 2 and 4 channel, network, and Dante. So please take advantage of that if you guys want to give us a shot, and we hope that you will. lastly too, as Scott mentioned earlier, we are shipping and we ship every day of the week. So, Monday through Friday, and typically orders go out same day as long as they make the cutoff time. So we can get you the product for your projects if those are being pushed up. We would love to help you. And lastly too, I think one of the best parts is our 6-year warranty on all of our products, as Scott mentioned. So, again, we just ask that you give us the opportunity. And other than that, we would just like to say thank you very much for taking the time with us today to
Joey,
attend this.
let me interrupt just for a second. There was a couple of questions. One
Sure.
question was a brief explanation about how we're doing our smart power bridge. The simple answer is yes, we've built in the headroom into our power supply and our output stage to accommodate the extra power. So on a 700 watt per channel amp, you'll get 1400 watts. And the real cool thing is you're not losing much power in the other 3 channels. There's so much headroom built in. All we're doing in software is changing the limiters and VI plane of the power supply and output stage to allow more power and current and voltage to flow to that channel to get the extra power. So that is a simple explanation. We do have a white paper on the website that shares that. And then Jay had asked a question, our cost on the 2-channel models. What I would recommend there is shoot us an email if you could, Jay, or contact your rep. We'll shoot you out a price sheet right away. And so we're happy to answer that question. No problem. We'll send you a price list. So I don't see any other questions. Joey, sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate it. No, all good. Thanks for answering those, Scott. Also, too, just one other thing to build on top of that for Smart Power Bridge. That is also able to be done on high Z or low Z as well. So because we shoot voltage and current down line, you can engage that on a high Z or a low Z load, which is really cool with our models. So with that, again, we thank you very much. We know it's a very busy time for everyone with webinars and all that. So thank you for taking the time. And if you guys would like anything additional, as Scott mentioned, please reach out to us or your local rep, and we would be happy to assist you. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you all. Stay safe and stay positive.
Yes.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. Goodbye.